Today we have a 2010 Toyota Camry with the 2.5 liter 2AR FE engine. We're replacing the catalytic converter, which is part of the exhaust manifold. First thing we're going to do with the number 12, we're going to remove all these bolts here to remove the heat shield and expose the exhaust manifold. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and we'll get to the next step. So after removing that top heat shield here, exposes everything a little further. We're going to want to disconnect the O2 sensor here. You can also try to remove it from here too. You need a special, O2 sensor socket there because of this little flared part. You can try to remove it here, remove it afterward. I'm just going to remove it afterwards, give myself a little more space. So I went ahead and just soaked these in WD-40 for now. They're number 12. There's 5 of them on the block here. So while that soaks, I'm going to lift up the vehicle and remove it from the bottom, and then we'll come back and see everything. So now that I'm under the vehicle here, you can see where the exhaust attaches to the exhaust manifold. It's held in place by 2 number 14 nuts here. I should have mentioned earlier, I did spray some WD-40 to kind of, help break it free. So we're going to take off those 2 nuts to remove the downpipe here. Also, there's 2 brackets up front, as you can see. They're held in with also number 14 as well. I'm just going to try to remove these 2 nuts over here that hold to the exhaust manifold / cat, and see if I can just kind of pull it out through that versus removing from the other end of the bracket up there the 2 14s that hold it. If I can't, just loosen it a little bit just so I can swing the bracket to the side, and then we should be able to free up the bottom part of the exhaust manifold here and get to our next steps. So I'm gonna go ahead and break these free down here, those there, so total 4 nuts, and bring the vehicle back down to the top. So not really thinking it through, well, the new cat doesn't have the stud here, but we will gonna have to take off the brackets here, or possibly just loosen it and swing it over to the side. Looks like I might be able to get more leverage from up top just because of the subframe being in the way down here. However, I went ahead and removed those 2 nuts already, as well as down here. Looks like we're also gonna have to remove from here as well. However, just so we can swing this down. However, I'm just gonna see if I can just leave it alone and go up top and just pull it up instead of messing with all this here. I don't really like messing with rusty bolts on the exhaust, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this bracket at least right here since I have a little room, and that top one from up top. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the side and bring the vehicle down and get up top to do the next part. So we're back up top now. I've removed that bracket on that side. I still have this one here. Now, I can do a few things to get this bolt out. However, since this heat shield needs to be transferred over to the new cat as well, I'm gonna just go ahead and remove the heat shield from here, which will literally give me all the room in the world to get this bolt out. I mean, I can use an extension, whatever. However, don't feel like going to grappling. Since this has to come off anyways, I'm gonna take it off now. Held in with 4 number 12 bolts there, on 2 on each side. So I'm gonna remove that, and then get all the room in the world to take out this 14mm bolt holding this bracket in place. Once I do that, pretty much left to do is just remove the 5 nuts up here, and I've already unplugged the O2 sensor to the side here. So let's go ahead and get this out. I might go ahead and just use my socket as well, so I'll just do everything in the vehicle to get this O2 sensor off as well. So we can get all this together. I'm gonna take this off, maybe the O2 sensor, that bracket, and then we'll get to the step of removing it from the exhaust. From the engine block here. So now with my heat shield removed, I was able to easily get right here, just kind of loosen that bolt up top just to swing that bracket to the side, you can see down there. And I've also removed the O2 sensor with this type of spark plug tool. Just kind of had it at an angle and just broke it and twisted it out with the spark plug. Pretty much do the reverse process going back in. But anyways, now we're going to go ahead and remove it from the engine head here. So total number 5 12mm bolts here. We're going to remove all 5 and then pull back, pulling it up and releasing it from the bottom there, and get ready to replace it. Alright y'all, so I got everything removed. So pretty much what I'm gonna do now is just pull back. And let me get this bracket to the side here. Oh crap, I screwed myself a bit. Swing that to the side, pull back, and let's see if we can pull it up. There we go. Alright. So I have my new cat here. Just lay it side by side so everything matches up accordingly. Everything looks good. So let me just see if I can get these studs out and transfer them over. And then I'll go ahead and slap this one in. Basically, it's gonna go in the same way we went out. So let me get this in, we'll get to the next steps again. So pretty much the only thing you're really gonna transfer after we remove the cat out is pretty much this heat shield at the bottom right here. So I went ahead and transferred that. You can see from the new one here, or the old one, it has these studs here. The new one doesn't initially. As you can see, I put 2 here. Our kit actually comes with gaskets as well as new bolts for this. So I went ahead and put the 2 new studs in, just so we can guide, you know, this into the downpipe. I'm gonna leave these open for now, just so to make it easier with that bracket on the side here. So we can slide right in. I'll get all that in once this is in the vehicle. Also went ahead and replaced the 2 gaskets here, one there and one down there. So now with all that done, we're just gonna slide the new cat in and pretty much put everything back together. So I have the new cat placed in here, sit down the bottom, the nuts up here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna torque these 5 nuts up here, 26 foot-pounds, starting with the middle. That's gonna be the first one you do, then second, third, fourth, and then fifth. 26 foot-pounds, just flush in there, you know, basically make sure everything's good. For those who don't have a torque wrench, I guess very snug, I don't know. But factory specs say 26 foot-pounds, starting with here, then here, 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 and here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those in. Once I do that, pretty much just gonna try to see if I can close everything up top and lift up the vehicle and close everything up the bottom. So we can get that done. So I have the exhaust manifold bolted to the head here with the gasket, 26 foot-pounds. So now I'm gonna install the O2 sensor, and I forgot to mention that the O2 sensor will have a plug on the new cat here. You can remove it before putting it in, but it will be a little easier doing it now since, you know, you have a little more leverage with this being held here. So with the number 10 Allen, just stick it in there, take out the plug, and then we're going to install the O2 sensor. A little FYI, I did put a little wear protector on here. Or anti-seizing compound, sorry, just for, you know, in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, put the O2 sensor in, and I'm going to throw the heat shields all in and lift up the vehicle. So now we're back here at the bottom of the vehicle. I've already gone ahead and put our new brackets in with the new studs that came with our kit here. So now I'm over here with the exhaust on the bottom of the cat / exhaust manifold. So pretty much just gonna thread these bolts in here, and then once I get all that pretty much here even, which is pretty much even since this didn't move, we're gonna torque this down to 40 foot-pounds. Now normally, you know, I only torque things that have a gasket in between, especially exhaust. I don't want any exhaust leak on this vehicle, especially since the O2 sensor is here. You know, it can give a false reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and just torque this down to 40 foot-pounds, and we'll be pretty much done with that. All right, so I've tightened the bottom down to 40 foot-pounds. Up here was 26. All of our heat shields are back on, as well as a bracket. O2 sensors plugged in as well. So now we're pretty much done. I like to break in the cat whenever I replace them. I've had an issue before with my own personal truck where kind of feel a little back pressure. So pretty much we're breaking it in. I'm just let it idle till operating temperature, and then kind of rev at 2,500 RPM for about 5 to 10 minutes to help break it in. And pretty much after that, we're done. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, more videos to come.